This is the Dallas Morning News. It's Thursday, May 28th, a mix of sun and clouds with the possibility of a stray thunderstorm rolling through the area this afternoon. The high will be 90, mostly clear this evening, but humid. The low will be 70. Here are today's headlines. A former Dallas Housing Authority supervisor was sentenced to 2 years in prison for embezzling nearly $500,000 in public funds. Joel Apina, who worked as a maintenance supervisor for the housing agency, pleaded guilty to theft in November of last year. Last week, Apina was ordered to pay $473,641 in restitution, according to court documents. Apina worked for the Dallas agency from 1995 to 2024. As maintenance supervisor, he was responsible for approving work orders and selecting contractors to perform work on properties under his supervision. Court documents say that from roughly August 2019 through February 2024, he steered 112 maintenance contracts to his company, BIG Construction, without the housing agency's knowledge. On occasion, Apina submitted fabricated competing bids to ensure his company received contracts. Court documents say the Dallas agency paid for work that was never performed at units in the Hidden Ridge apartments in northeast Dallas and homes in east and southeast Dallas. In other news, Texas voters did not just settle a bruising Senate runoff Tuesday. They delivered new clues about what kind of Republican politics wins in Texas, how much sway President Donald Trump holds over the GOP, and whether months of vicious campaigning will continue through the fall election. Here are the 6 major takeaways from Tuesday's runoff. Confrontational politics wins. Trump's sway on the Texas GOP remains powerful. The MAGA movement is strong, with not only Paxton defeating Cornyn, but State Senator Mays Middleton defeating U.S. Representative Chip Roy in the GOP Attorney General runoff. Former Tarrant County GOP Chairman Beau French ousted Railroad Commissioner Jim Wright, who was backed by Governor Greg Abbott. The runoff also exposed the growing divide within Republican Texas. Cornyn needed overwhelming support in suburban and metro counties to counter Paxton's strength in smaller and rural conservative counties. And buckle up for more attacks. The runoff became one of the nastiest and most expensive Senate primaries in American history, packed with attacks over ethics scandals, infidelity, loyalty to Trump, and personal character. With Paxton now facing Democrat James Tallarico, Texas appears headed for another costly and relentless barrage before the November election. And finally, if Democrats want to win in Texas, they will have to expand their electoral coalition. Tallarico already has begun appealing to independents and Republicans uneasy with Paxton, framing the race as the people versus Ken Paxton, and portraying the Republican nominee as the embodiment of a broken, corrupt system. Next up, a massive swath of land historically used for sheep and cattle ranching is set to become Texas's second-largest state park. Silver Lake State Park, with steep canyons, limestone cliffs, and several creeks, will be nearly 54,000 acres. The Texas Parks and Wildlife Department acquired the former Silver Lake Ranch, the property in Edward and Kinney counties, through a mix of philanthropy and funding from the Centennial Parks Conservation Fund. It was previously owned by the Moody Foundation and the Libby Shern Moody Trust. It is located about 150 miles west of San Antonio, between Rock Springs and Uvalde. The Moody Foundation gifted its ownership interest of Silver Lake Ranch, totaling 87.5% to the State Parks Department. The agency purchased the remainder of the property interest for $11.85 million. And when the throngs descend on the various host cities of this summer's FIFA World Cup matches, health officials will be on high alert for potential infectious disease outbreaks. Now, one of the ways they will keep tabs on the public health threats is the sewage system. Public health experts from Georgetown University and MedStar Health are launching a program called the Health Security Operations Center, which will keep tabs on public health information in the cities hosting the matches, with the aim of providing up-to-date information that can be shared across states and countries. The program will, among other efforts, collect and monitor wastewater samples in the 16 host cities across Canada, the U.S., and Mexico. Arlington's AT&T Stadium will host 9 World Cup matches, which is the most of any of the host cities. Wastewater testing is a powerful public health tool. People who are carrying certain infectious diseases will have markers of those diseases. Wastewater surveillance can give early warnings of an illness spreading in a community, sometimes before patients have symptoms or show up for medical care. Thanks for listening. For more on today's stories and the latest breaking news, visit dallasnews.com. Enjoy your day, and I'll be back tomorrow with more from the Dallas Morning News.